Today I'm announcing the creation of a new position at Ithaca College, Chief Diversity Officer. The position, Chief Diversity Officer. My sister went to Ithaca. And she has nothing but fond memories of going to Ithaca. Now, I don't know what. Look, this is a firestorm that's going to start erupting on college campi all over the country. And all of these wonderful liberal professors and college presidents and college chancellors, they're all got to be shaking in their boots right now because they're the ones that were out there teaching these kids about all of this supposed stuff that's going on around them. And now it's being turned on them. Now, see, these kids are supposed to turn all that fear and anger onto Republicans. Well, evidently, according to these kids, Republicans ain't the ones running the campus, ain't the ones running the school. So if there's an issue that's on the campus, it's the college itself that isn't responding to the needs of the student. It isn't because there's, hey, if there's a guy running around with a KKK hood on his head and the campus police and the campus administration, college administration doesn't do anything about it, well, whose fault is that? Republicans? No, it's the people that are in charge. And that's what these kids are claiming. So now these people have been trying to teach these kids how to be, very vocal about their feelings and that their feelings count and mean everything. And now these people, are running scared of the students' feelings because now the students are acting out like spoiled little brats throwing temper tantrums and they could potentially break stuff and kill people. I'm not exaggerating. We know what can happen on a college campus. We know that when emotions run high and college students are all about their emotions, that hasn't changed in, 40, 50, 60 years. They're all about emotion. It's like a high school. When you fall in love in high school, you're just so in love. The love is so intense because you don't know how to handle it. You don't know how to moderate it. You're just so in love with that boy or that girl. You can't live without. Oh my God! When you break up, you're like depressed for a month. Now most adults when they break up, unless they're getting a divorce, they're married for a long period of time. But most adults, it doesn't take them a month to get over that. Not at all. In fact, look, I friend of mine a while back, 2 years, got a divorce. Well, he split up from his wife, got a divorce. A week after he split from her, he was out there dating. Got over her real quick. But that's how adults can handle this stuff. But these kids, these 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, they're still kids. I remember when I was 18 to 20, I was still a kid. We were all still kids, but we didn't know anything. All that we knew was what we learned in high school. You don't learn anything there. You don't learn anything about life in high school. We don't know, and then we go from high school to college. We don't know Jack. And these kids are the same way, and they think they know everything, and they don't know anything. So their emotions are running wild. They don't know how to control their emotions. They don't know how to temper them. They don't know how to be logical with them. So and it just gets out of hand. And all these wonderful, liberal moderators and professors and administrators, now they're running scared of these kids that they just let loose on the campus. Instead of giving them some rules to operate by, to giving them some rules that they're going to stick by. And if they break the rules, they're going to punish those who break the rules. Oh, no. They can't do that now. So they've let it go on too long. And now all of a sudden you got something like at Mizzou, University of Missouri. And a day or two later, this guy decides, well, geez, I quit. How does that happen? How are the inmates running the asylum? And now we got stories talking, hey, look at Ithaca. And there's stories about this college over here in Ohio and this college over here and this college. All of a sudden, are we going to have a new wave of liberosity going across the country. Is that a word, liberosity? Liberosity across the country and college campi all over the place because these kids, they're just going to let their emotions. Yeah, hey man, that he said something I didn't like, and the college isn't doing anything about it. No, the college not doing nothing about it. He said something I didn't like, man, and that hurt my feelings, and I'm mad now. I'm mad. I'm scared because I don't know what he's going to do. I'm scared, but I'm mad. I'm going to take some action, but I'm scared. But I'm going to stay on campus even though I'm scared to be here. I'm going to stay here for 8 years because I'm scared to death. And then we wonder, we must be up out our minds. I mean, really? So now this is going to go to, this is SUNY at Ithaca. What's a chief diversity officer going to do? What, is he going to force every student to go to diversity classes and diversity training? Or are we going to start having college campus police on campuses that do have college campus police? We're going to start informing all the kids to report anybody who says or does anything that you think is going to hurt your feelings. You know, just like in Mizzou. Hey, if you see something, say something. Isn't that the Department of Homeland Security saying? You see something, say something, right? Report on your fellow college student simply because, he's not doing anything criminally wrong. He just may not agree with your position on anything. And therefore now you're frightened of him because he doesn't agree with you. And he's done did it now because he done said something that you don't agree with. I mean, you know what? Students walked out of classes demanding that the college president resign and saying it was vital to fight against both covert and overt racism in all places of education and empowerment. What, places of empowerment? You know what you do to these kids? You're not in class, you failed. You don't take the exam, you fail. Hey, feel free to pay for the class again next semester. But you know what? In my class, we're not putting up with this crap. There's no such thing as empowerment. That is a false word that means absolutely nothing. It's BS. You've let somebody fill your head with a bunch of BS. Empowerment this. I got a piece of chalk. I'm writing on the board. If anybody has anything bad to say, take it outside. Don't come back. You fail. Plain and simple. You're here to get an education, not to express yourself. College is a place to get an education, not to express yourself. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not an empowerment zone. You're there to learn. You're there to learn because you don't know anything. You don't know what to be empowered about. You don't know what to express yourself about yet. You know nothing. If you're a college student listening to this, let me be clear to you. You know nothing. You're there to get an education. You're there to learn. You have no real life skills because you haven't developed them and used them yet. You have no life experience because you're only 18, 19, or 20 years old. You have nothing. You are there to learn. And frankly, if you have an older student there, you know, somebody who is older, who's returning to class, I would latch onto them because they know a hell of a lot more than you do. And they know what's out there in the real world because they've been there. And they're still there because they're real adults. You are not at the age of 18 to 21. I'm sorry. Unless you've gone into the military and you have gone through military training, you know and have experienced nothing. You do not have the right to ask for or demand somebody's resignation. You don't. And all you wimpy professors out there who capitulate to these do-nothing, know-nothing little skin-tight brats, you're an idiot. You're the adult. Act like it. If we don't start teaching these young people what is what, they're going to get older and still not know what is what, and we're going to have bigger problems than we do now. No, there are life lessons that can be learned with all this, and you just say, look, you don't go to class. Well, obviously we can't fire you, but because, it's not a job. You just get an F. Oh, yeah, that F, that failure, it's going to affect your GPA. And we all know how companies like to look at your GPA. So stop acting out, stop acting up, get your butt in class, sit down, shut up, and pay attention. Because there is no overt or covert racism going on most college campuses. Because if there were, all of you people who felt this covert and overt racism wouldn't be going there 4 years later. Why the hell would you be? You're paying for it. Why would you pay to experience something that makes you scared? Like the student at Mizzou. Yeah, I'm a graduate student. The first day I stepped on campus, freshman, I felt scared. Oh, how long you been going to the campus or school here then? Oh, 8 years. Wait, you've been scared for 8 years? Are you kidding me? I mean, this makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I just can't believe that we're actually going to go through all this. Did we not learn anything before? In the 60s? Did we not learn anything from the 60s? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Wait, wow. People in the 60s are the ones, the children of the 60s are now running the institutes of higher learning today. My bad, my mistake on that one. Should have known better. Forgot. So of course, the former LSD taking, pot smoking, flower children, rock and roll, psychedelic dancing out in the mud at Woodstock type of wonderful idiots who used to say, trust no one over 30. Well, now they're over 30. They're in their 50s and 60s, and they're running these institutes of higher learning. And these kids have learned from their experience of the 60s, and because they've been teaching them throughout their educational career. Oh, yeah, we're going to empower you to do this, empower you to do that. And hey, there's this, if you don't even see the racism, it's still there. It's called white privilege. You've got this covert racism going on. And so now these kids get on campus and there's like, yeah, there's covert racism going on, man. Yeah, and we've been empowered to do something about it. And they rise up and the wonderful people that taught them all this kind of stuff are saying, wait, you're not supposed to be using that on us. Well, who else did you think they were going to use it on? They're not hanging around anybody else. They're hanging around they're going to go home and use it on their parents. Even this day and age, I think most parents would probably knock their kid out if they came home talking that kind of crap to their parents. So who are they going to use it on? Well, they're going to use it on people they're hanging around with. Well, they're going to use it on their best friend. Oh, man, you're just a covert racist, aren't you? Well, no. They're going to use it on their friend. They're going to use it on their community that they're used to, and that's called college. And who's running the college? Oh, yeah, you former flower children hippies. That's who's running the colleges today. Because, they get out in the real world. They get out in the real public. They get out into the business world. They get out into the corporate world, the private sector, and they try pulling this stuff. You know what their boss says? Covert racism this. Get out, you're fired. Plain and simple. You don't get to do this out in the private sector once you become an adult. But right now you're kids and you don't know nothing.